Once upon a time, there lived a princess who looked out for her brother and sister because their castle was anything but magical. Until one day, they were rescued and their lives changed forever.
CASA stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates, and what that means is that we recruit, train, and support volunteers who advocate for children in Knox County Juvenile Court. The volunteers go through 30 hours of classroom training, and they learn absolutely everything they'll need to know to be effective CASA volunteers. All the cases that we're appointed to have some history of abuse and neglect. A CASA is just a constant presence for the kid.
CASA makes my job easier because they show me what's going on inside the home. They go to the home and look. They're my eyes and ears in the home, basically.
What a CASA does is go into the home. They'll visit with teachers, parents, doctors, and really get a picture of what's going on in the child's world.
Sometimes there'll be witnesses. Sometimes they'll work hand in hand with a guardian ad litem. Other times it's just them. They also do very detailed reports. They're an invaluable partner with my court.
There is no other agency that does what we do. We give a voice to a child.
And they lived happily ever after. My name's Serenity Holloway, and I'm 14 years old. Jackie, who was my CASA representative, she heard our voices so that we got to where we are today in a healthy home instead of being in a foster care home, and who knows where me and my brother and sister would have ended up.
I got to be interviewed by Jackie. I think we both walked away from the conversation knowing that we had found the right fit. I picked them up and bring them home. We're driving in the car and Serenity looks at me and she says, "When we get to the house, can I have a private conversation with you?" And of course I was like, oh, I wonder what this is about. She's like, "I wanted to ask you, would you and Drew be willing to adopt me and my siblings?" What she didn't know is that Drew and I were already there in our minds and hearts.
Holly was called me because I wasn't at home for the pickup. She was like, "I gotta tell you what Serenity told me. We gotta talk." And we high-fived and we're like, let's do it, let's jump in. And I think there was a lot of responsibility she felt she carried as a 9-year-old for her and her siblings.
Honestly, that moment was probably one of the biggest moments in my life, letting me know that I'm not gonna turn 18 in the system. I'm gonna be okay, and I'm not gonna have to care for my brother and sister all the time, and I'll have time to myself, and I'm gonna have a forever home.
I think she really, in the last couple of years, has really stepped into what it means to be a preteen and a teenager and care about preteen kid things.
I feel like our kids have adjusted really, really well.
This home feels like home. It feels like I actually belong here and that I'm accepted.
This table has become a really cherished place for me. Dinners at the table, talking through our days.
We love some board games.
The kids are great, and our 2 oldest are very competitive, so it gets a little dicey sometimes.
The need is great, and it is always there. For every child we help, there are 100 more who need us.
We're having to use CASA even more.
You can make a change. It takes so many voices, so many hands, and there's just the smallest of impacts makes a huge difference.
One of the most important things that we're tasked with is making sure that when the case is closed, it's finished, and these children and their families can move on with their lives.
CASA picked me up, everyone up around me, and not to just be like, oh, you're just stuck in the system. That wasn't their attitude. Their attitude was, you're going to find a new home. We have hope for you, and you will make it.